Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, Dr. Heather Shah, and on behalf of Calwas, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we have very interesting session with the wonderful speaker, and I'm really honored to welcome and introduce our distinguished guest speaker who is going to talk about the qualitative research and data analysis using Nvivo. What is qualitative study and how to conduct analysis through NVO. It is very important to learn the software like NVO for analysis. So we will get the proper orientation in this session. So stay tuned because in amazing stuff are coming ahead in this session. So before we start, I would like to thank Calwas for arranging such enlightenment sessions and for their support and providing us such a wonderful platform. The aim of the Calwas is to give you the opportunity to interact with the world-renowned speakers, teachers, authors, researchers, experts, professionals, and businessmen to share their views, experiences, tips which will create impact and will enable you to learn new things and develop yourself in order to grow individually as well as to contribute to the world at large. As our slogan is come, learn, and share knowledge. So today we have a wonderful expert, a great human being who is always ready to contribute with a smiling face. So let me introduce him formally. Today we have the Dr. NAWAZ LODHI. He is an associate professor in management at UCP Business School, University of Central Punjab, Lahore, Pakistan. He is HEC approved supervisor. He is also a visiting research scholar at M3 Center of MoMA College of Business, University of South Florida, USA. He has a vast teaching, training, and research in Pakistan, Malaysia, Turkey, Kazakhstan, Netherlands, Indonesia, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and United States of America. He has 45 HEC recognized research publication, including in impact factor journals of Emerald, Sage, John Bailey and Sons, Springer, and Taylor and Francis Group. He is also a guest editor of Journal of Hospitality and Tourism Technology. Moreover, he conducted the training session from lower level to top level staff in different government and private organizations, and also provided research consultancies to different project teams, including USAID and Harvard University USA funded projects. He is an international trainer for qualitative and quantitative research methodologies, mixed methods design, and data analytical tools. For example, Nvivo, Atlas, SPSS, Stata, MO, Smart PLS, M Plus, etc. In 2013, QSR International Private Limited, Australia, certified him as trainer and consultant of QSR and Vivo 910 in Asia Pacific region. He is also a trainer of modern learning and teaching techniques, blended and flipped learning, outcome-based education and learning management system. Moreover, he has more than 50 university and research institute in different countries invited him for various training programs and funded research projects. He is very friendly and down to earth person who always willing and glad to lend a helping hand to make the world a better place. So please help me in welcoming the Dr. Rab Nawaz. Welcome to Kalwas platform and thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Rab Nawaz Lodi. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Heather, for inviting me and for providing me this wonderful opportunity to interact with the international community.
Yes.
So, audience, I formally welcome to all for joining this wonderful, amazing, unbelievable session on qualitative data analysis using Nvivo software. Nvivo is the king data analytical software in qualitative research. So
Yes.
I'm very happy to join this particular session as a resource person. So I'm also very happy that Dr. Heather Shah gave me this particular opportunity and this respect. So audience, today we are going to discuss a very wonderful topic and Vivo software, particularly the qualitative data analysis, because this is the need of the hour. And if you learn this particular software, then definitely you can produce new knowledge, because qualitative research, the purpose of qualitative research is to either to discover entirely new theory or extend the dimension of the existing theories. So ultimately, if you do the qualitative research, you will be the good and big communicator in your field, particularly in social sciences like management, economics, sociology, gender studies, or other types of disciplines. So this is very important session today we are going to discuss. So audience, without any delay and further consumption of time, I would like to come over the software. So I'm not going to discuss anything theoretically. So I'm not going to discuss the qualitative research designs like narrative research, grounded theory, phenomenology, participatory action research, or ethnography, ethnography, or other types of like in-depth case study, because today our session is very practical, very practical. So I believe the recording will be available, and you people will be able to just download Nvivo software, and you can start this recording of this session and you can do your practice. So without practice, it is very difficult to learn the things in Nvivo software, because this is very important. You should watch that particular recording in the future. Then definitely you will learn a lot, because in this particular session, ultimately the problem is that you don't have Nvivo software live in this session. If you have, even though you need to be very focused on what I'm going to share with you, definitely in live session is entirely different. So normally we conduct the session in computer labs, and where the session is very interactive. I come to visit each and every participant of the workshop. Then I get the feedback, and then I immediately give the response to correct that particular participant in that particular step where he or she is stuck. So audience, now I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you a very amazing picture of Nvivo software. It is very exciting. So audience, just focus on that particular Nvivo software. And I believe Dr. Heather, please confirm, can you see my screen?
Yes, please. It's
Oh,
visible.
that's
And,
wonderful.
and
That's
let me
wonderful.
just give the reminder to the audience that they can ask a question at the end of the session once you are done, right, Dr. Rabnawaz?
Yes,
They
yes.
can
In
ask
the
in
end,
between.
we will discuss, and I will give you the answer of the questions of the audience.
Thank you
Inshallah.
very much. Please continue, please.
Most welcome, brother. So, audience, today we are going to discuss this software, and I believe that if you write down the steps on the paper, the document will become the fixed asset in your life. So, whenever you need in the future, you can just open the steps and you can do your practice independently without any involvement of any person. So, the first step I'm going to discuss here, creating a new project. So whenever you install Nvivo software, you need to create a new file, a new project. So in any software like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or any other type of software, you need to create a new file, new project. So the first step you may write on the paper, that is creating a new project. So how we can create a new project? This is very simple. After installing Nvivo software, you need to click on blank project option. So if you click on blank project software, software will display a particular box, and or you can say this is the form where you need to fill this form in different fields. So the first and most important field is the title of your project. So title mean the title of your topic or title of your research paper. So you need to provide the title of this particular project. For example, today I'm going to discuss a very simplest example, because people of this session are from different backgrounds. So maybe people from medical background, maybe people from the researchers from management, social sciences, sociology, or economics, or other types of disciplines, they join this particular training. So that's why I'm going to discuss a very simplest example, because we are the human being and we face different types of challenges in our life. So the challenges or the problems lead sometime toward the depression or stressful condition. All of you people normally face those kinds of challenges, and you feel that particular condition of stress. If stress prolong, it will become the depression. So today we are going to discuss the reasons of depression. What are the reasons or the factors behind depression. So I'm going to give the title of the project. The title is Determinants of Depression. Determinants mean the reasons or the factors leading depression. So when I start writing the title of the project, software automatically start giving the link or the path where this file will be saved. So it is the good signal, because if you are writing the title of the project but software is not giving the path, it means software is not properly installed in your computer system. So because software and Vivo software is basically the front end, and in the back end software use SQL server. So if your SQL server is missing, it will not show you that particular path to show where the data is being saved in your computer system. So this is very important. So if I delete this title, so the path will disappear. So if you write the title, the path will appear. So it is a good sign. So after writing the title of the project, you need to click on OK. Okay, so if already the file exists, you may replace it, or maybe you can give the another name, for example, determinants of depression 1. So if you click OK, okay. So it will take time depending upon the speed of your system, the processing speed, and the memory capacity, RAM capacity of your computer system. So you need to wait for a while. So software is creating the file in the database. So yes, my goodness, this is great. I'm very happy that software has created that particular project. So this is a very beautiful layout of Nvivo software. So we divide this window into 4 different parts. So if I capture print screen, and in the paint, I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to just divide the window and give you the indication that we have divided the window into 4 different parts, just for your understanding. So the first part in the top part is, I have divided this, and I'm going to write the name of that particular, it is ribbon bar. Okay, this is ribbon bar. Okay, so ribbon bar mean these are all ribbon bars like uh, home, import, create, explore, and share. So these are different ribbon bars having different options. And I'm going to further divide this window into another part. And this part is known as the navigation options, or we can say the main options. So these are the navigation options. So navigation options are the main options which we are going to use during our analysis. And the third part, I'm going to divide this window in another part, which is the list box. So this is the list box. So this is another box which will show the files in the form of a list. So now this particular region is blank because there is no file. If you put some files, so software will show you this box in the form of a list. So the list will display the different files. So another part, this is the last part of this window, which is detailed box. Detailed box. And if you open a particular file, software will show you that particular, the inside of that particular file, in the detail box. For example, if you open a particular video file, so software will show you the video in the detail box. So you need to click on the video in the list box. So list box will show you the different files of the videos, like your video recorded interviews or your focus group discussions. So if you double click and open that particular video file or the audio file or maybe the document file, software will show you the inside of that particular document or that particular video in the detail box. So the detail box is very important. So we divided the window, that particular layout, into 4 different parts: ribbon bars, navigation option, list box, and the detail box. So after orientation of this particular different parts of Nvivo software, we are going to discuss the next step, which is very important. The next step is how to import qualitative data in Nvivo software. This is very important because without importing the qualitative data, we are unable to do our analysis. We are unable to apply the different techniques on the data. So in qualitative, we have different types of data because the data collection methods in qualitative research is different as compared to the quantitative. So we conduct the observation, and during the observation, we have different field nodes. So because we conduct the research activities in the fields, not in the labs. So when you go in the fields, so you are the field researchers. You conduct the field survey, you conduct the field observations. So when you will come back after conducting the observations, after doing your observations in that particular area where you are going, where you are conducting your research activities, so you need to come with the field notes. Notes mean just like if you're a student, you are you are putting something on the paper, the important about the lecture. So these are the lecture notes. But if you are conducting the field observation, so the document will be called as the field notes, because whatever you observe in the field, you need to write on the paper. You need to document all of your observations. So that particular field note is the document which we can import in Nvivo software. So this is the first type of data, field notes. And the second type of data, so I can also write on the document so that you will remember those different types of data. So the first I discuss observation, and through the observation, you need to generate a particular document which will be called as field notes. And the second data collection method which I'm going to discuss is interviews. So interview is a very famous data collection method in qualitative research. So normally, if you conduct the qualitative survey, you go for the qualitative interviews. So this is your data collection method and the output. So both are very important. So the first data collection, we apply the method observation, and the output is field notes. And then we apply qualitative in-depth interviews. So the output may be a document, maybe a video file, or maybe the audio file. It depends. If the participants are willing to give you the interview on camera, so you can record their videos. If they are reluctant to give the interview showing their photo live, and they do not allow you to record their videos, then definitely you can go. Particularly Asian women, they are very reluctant to record their videos. So then it is very important and ethical that if they give you the permission, you can record their voice. Otherwise, you can also write the things on the paper. So maybe you need to hire some people who are very expert in shorthand. Shorthand is the international language. So they can write the interview, the answer of the interview questions in the coding language, and later on convert into the decode all the coded data into the English language and type, and then provide you the document. So it depends. So interview is also very important. Then the next one is field notes. Sorry, focus group discussion. So FGDs are very important. So when you conduct the FGDs, focus group discussion, ultimately you will come with the document, same, or maybe the audio, or maybe the video. So similarly, you capture the photographs, and the output of the picture is picture. So we have these four types of data in our folder. I'm going to show you. But in Nvivo, I'm not going to put the method for the data collection. I'm going to put the out of that particular method, the output of that particular method. For example, I'm going to put the field notes, I'm going to put the video or audio files, or maybe the document files. I'm going to put the video file of the focus group discussion. So I'm going to give you the orientation of my data. I have this data folder, Nvivo data folder. We have four different types of data. Like the first one is the field notes, the second one is the focus group discussion, then interviews, and the last one is the picture. So I'm going to show you one by one. So these are the field notes, and I'm supposing that these are the documents which we generated after the observation, but actually it is not. Actually, this is the fake data, this is the demo data I'm going to use only for the purpose of training. So but if you go to that particular field where you are going to observe the surroundings and you are going to generate the data, then definitely you will come with the new data, with the real data. So this is the document. What are the reasons of depression? So this is the PDF document, and I'm supposing that this is the field note. How we generated this field note? We are supposing that we went into that particular field, that particular site, and then we observe the surroundings, we observe the people, and then we mention the different factors which are the reasons of depression. So these two documents are the field notes, and then I have another type of data which is focus group discussion. So I'm going to open that particular data video file. So in focus group discussion, normally we sit together on the round table or maybe in a circle. So one moderator is there who moderates the session, who probe the participants to get more information. So focus group discussion has many advantages over one-to-one interview. So normally in focus group discussion, everyone will contribute something new, because if the first person stops after discussing a point, the next person will start from the new point of view, his or her new point of view. Because if he is going to repeat the same thing, the audience will not be convinced. Yes, he can say that I will second the opinion of the first person, but I want to add something more. So definitely everyone will be contributing something more in the focus group discussion. So you can see that the second person, that particular lady, is the moderator who is conducting this focus group discussion, and everyone is contributing. So this is the beauty of focus group discussion. So that particular lady is the moderator. So now everyone is contributing one by one. So focus group discussion is a very wonderful data collection method in qualitative research, and we have this particular output file from the focus group discussion, recorded file, and we can easily import this particular file in Nvivo software. So now I have another type of data, interviews. I'm going to open the interview files. So to educate you people, I'm going to use the different types of data. For example, I have video files. The first files are video. Then the next files, these files are the document file, and the last file is the respondent 7 file, which is the audio file. So I'm going to open the first interview file, respondent 1. So he is talking about depression. And during the interview, we need to check the impression or the body language of that particular person. So the facial expression, the hands movements, this is very important. So we need to conduct the discourse and conversational analysis if your study is based on those types of analysis. So this is very important. So I have showed you that particular interview file in the form of the video. Now I have another file, respondent 4 file, which is actually in the document format. So where you can find the Henry is asking the question, Barbara is giving you the answer. So these are the question answer parts of that particular interview. So this interview is in the document format, and we can also import that particular document in Nvivo software, and we can apply the analysis on that particular document. So it is already in the textual format, and the same, we have the same files, respondent 4, 5, and 6. Yes, we have respondent 7. So here you will not see any picture because this is only the audio. Maybe you will listen the voice of that particular person who is asking the question. And now the interviewee is going to give the answer. Listen to it. Okay, this is the interview. Another type of interview which is in the audio recorded form. So we have different types of interviews. Interview is another data collection method, and the output of interview, we have 3 different types of output of interviews. The first one is the files in the video format, and we have the files in the document format, and we have one file in the audio format. So now I have the last type of the data which I'm going to use in this session, pictures. So we have different types of pictures, and we can also use these pictures for the analysis in Nvivo software. So this is very wonderful. Now today I'm going to perform the next step, which is importing data in Nvivo software. So before importing the data in Nvivo software, I need to create some folders to organize our data. So here you can find on the left side, the options is navigation option is data. So the sub option is files. So here we are going to import the data files, but I am going to organize the data because we have 4 different types of data. Number 1, interviews. Number 2, focus group discussion. Number 3, field notes. Number 4, pictures. So I'm going to create the folders to organize the data one by one. So I'm going to right click on that particular option, files, and the option is new folder. New folder option is there. So I'm going to create 4 new folders one by one. The first folder is for interviews, and the second folder is for focus group, discussion, FTDs, and the third folder is for pictures, and the fourth folder is for field notes. So now this is the time to practically import the qualitative data in Nvivo software. So I need to select that particular folder where I want to import the data files. For example, the first folder in ascending order is field notes. So I have selected the field note, and then I need to click on import ribbon tab. So I have already cleared you that what do you mean by ribbon tabs. So the first part and the top part of Nvivo software is the ribbon bar, and I'm going to use the import ribbon tab, and the option is files, and you can find the files option in the data section. So I'm going to open that particular option, files. Now the software is asking to locate your file. Where is your file? You need to locate. So my files are on the desktop. I need to open the desktop and then Nvivo data folder. So I need to select the field notes because I have selected the field note folder. So I'm going to open this field note and there are two files. So simultaneously using mouse pointer, I can select these both files. I have selected these both files and I'm going to open these files, import. Oh my goodness. You can find the both files are here in the form of a list. So this is the list box. So field node is showing that in that particular folder, in the field node, we have two different files. So now I'm going to repeat the same steps. These are very simple. The next one is focus group discussion. So similarly, I'm going to repeat the same steps, focus group discussion, import files. Okay, I need to come back in the main Nvivo folder. And where is the focus group discussion? Yes, on the second folder. So I'm going to open it. Only one file is there. I'm going to select it, open, import. Because this is the video file, so it will take time. Again, depending upon the system speed and the capacity of your RAM. So my goodness, the file has been imported. So I'm going to just click on OK. So I have no objection on the file name. So this is the list box and list is showing only one item. So focus group discussion. So this is the focus group file. And then I'm going to import the interviews and I need to perform the same steps. So I have selected the interview folder and then files option from the import ribbon tab. I need to come back in the main folder of Nvivo and then I need to open the interview folder. Yes, my goodness, I can import all types of data in one folder, interview folder. So there is no distinction. We can import the document, we can import the audio or videos in one step, in one attempt. So how I can import simultaneously all these files, I need to select using the mouse pointer option and then click open, import. Because the files include the video files, then the audio files, and then document file. So software is importing all these files. So you can see this green signal or the green bar showing the progress of importing all these files. Oh my goodness, I'm very happy to see the list of all these interview files. You can see in the list box, respondent 1 to respondent 7. We have all these types of interview files in one folder of interview. Then I'm going to open the picture folder and yes, I need to perform the same steps. Import files and I need to come back in the main Nvivo folder, our data folder, and then I need to open the pictures and we have these two types of pictures. So maybe we can select these both pictures, but these pictures are in different format. But the pictures are the same. So I have selected picture 1 and picture 2. Open, import. It will not take much time. Yes, my goodness, the list box is showing the two files. And I already discussed that in that particular largest box, largest area of Nvivo, which is known as the detailed box. So detailed box will show you the inside of that particular file. If you open the picture file, let's suppose I double click on that particular file. So software will show that particular picture in the detailed box. So similarly, if I want to open the interview file, I just need to double click on a particular video file or audio file or the document file. So software will show you the inside of what is inside of that particular picture in the detail box. So this is the detail box. I already discussed that this is the particular detail box, and these are the ribbon bars, and this is the list box, and the left side, extreme left side list, you can find the navigation option, which are the main option we are going to use during the analysis. So now in the detail box, you can see that software is showing the detail of that particular file which you just opened. So I'm going to close these files. And then the next step I'm going to perform here, which is the transcription. So what do you mean by transcription? Transcription mean it is the process to convert the audio or video recorded data into textual format. So this is very simple. If you have audio or videos, then you need to apply the transcription to convert the audio and videos into textual format. So there are different types of transcription: auto transcription, automatic transcription, and the next one is manual transcription. So when we talk about the auto transcription, softwares are available. For example, you can download different types of transcribers from the internet. So you need to put that particular audio or video file. Software will automatically generate the textual format of that particular the sound. Software will convert the audio into the textual format. So you will get the text from that particular software after putting your audio or video file. So that is the auto transcription. So Nvivo software is also providing you that particular auto transcription option, but you need to purchase a further adds-in feature of Nvivo software. Then you will be able to transcribe your data. But Nvivo software is giving you the 90% up to 90 or 95% accuracy of the particular audio or video files, because they are not claiming that we will provide you the 100% accuracy, because it depends. If the voice is clear, the English is clear, then software will respond you and convert the sound into the textual format. Otherwise, if you have recorded the interview in some other language, like we are from Pakistan, if you have conducted the interview in Urdu language or in other language like Pashto or Punjabi, then you need to not only transcribe, but you need to translate. So translate and transcribe the interview file. So you can do if your study is not language sensitive study. For example, if you are conducting the study on English linguistic or literature or such kind of text sensitive text you have, particularly during the discourse analysis, you should be very careful. So you need to hire some transcriber who is very expert in both languages. Then he will also translate and transcribe and choose the right word. Otherwise, if your study is, for example, we are from management discipline, business management, so our studies are not normally language sensitive studies. So we have authority to transcribe and translate and transcribe the same data. So there is no issue, because we are expert, and normally during the interview people use such kind of terminologies which are very relevant to our study. So because we are doing research, what is the reason? Because we are expert in that particular area. So this is the reason. Otherwise, if you are not expert in that particular area, then you need to again hire that particular expert who is expert in both languages. So then you do the manual transcription. So manual transcription means you need to put your headphones, and then you need to play the file, and you need to carefully listen that particular voice, and you need to just click on pause, and you need to still that particular video, and then whatever you have listened from that particular video or audio, you need to type on the document. So this is the manual transcription. So manual transcription, we can claim the 100% accuracy of the manual transcription. But if the researcher do by himself. If the researcher is a teacher and he is going to assign that particular duty to the students, so maybe the students are not expert in transcribing the data. So maybe student will skip some part of the video and then skip maybe the important part of the video and then show you that, oh sir, oh madam, I have done the transcription of the data. So then you will appreciate, but actually he basically deleted that particular part of the interview and your transcription is not complete. So this is basically the problem. So manual transcription is recommended, but normally it takes more time. So I have good typing speed, and I can type very quickly. So this is basically the advantage. During my PhD, I applied both quantitative and qualitative techniques. So this is the basically reason that I typed my thesis, and I typed a number of research papers. So this is basically some competitive advantage, or you can say that I have this particular advantage. I can type very quickly. So if you have good typing speed, then normally it will not take much time, but it is recommended you should transcribe your data manually. So audience, now the next step, what we are going to discuss, the transcription of the audio or video recorded data. So we have audio or video recorded data in two different folders. Like in the focus group discussion, we have the one video file, and in the interview, we have two types of data. The first three files are in the video format, and the last file, respondent 7, is in the audio format. So we need to apply the transcription of this data. So it is very difficult in this session because we have very less time. So I start the transcription, I listen the voice, and then I pause the video, and then I write on the paper. So it is very difficult. So we need to save the time for the maximum learning of this session on Nvivo, different commands of Nvivo software for the analysis. So that's why I have already the demo file. So I can show you the demo file in Nvivo data folder. So in the interview folder, I have the transcribed data, and this is the demo1 file. Demo mean this is the fake file. Just for example, actually, it is not the actual transcription of the videos or audios where we are going to put that particular textual data. So this is only the example, just for the understanding. So now what I'm going to do, what are the steps of transcription of the data? I'm going to open the audio or video file. For example, we start from the interview files. So this is the first interview file, respondent 1. I'm going to open it, double click, and detail box will show you that particular video. This is a very beautiful person. What are the different steps of transcribing that particular video? The first step is to open that particular file. Yes, I have already opened that particular file. And the next step is you need to click to edit option. So now after selecting that particular option, now I have liberty to type something in the content box. If I click on the content box, the cursor is blinking. If I click on the time span box, the cursor is blinking. It's mean here I can type, I can write, or I can delete, I can work in that particular section because I click on the click to edit option. So software will suggest you to save your project after every 15 minutes. So this is a very good option in software. So I have saved my project. The next thing is, after clicking on that particular click to edit option, I'm going to transcribe that particular file. And the next step of transcription is to click on the transcribe button from the play mode section in the edit ribbon tab. So if you open that particular file and click to edit option, so software will show you that particular ribbon bar. In the ribbon bar option, the ribbon bar is edit. So in the edit ribbon bar, you will find the transcribe option in the play mode section. So I can also zoom that particular option to make it more clear. Okay, audience, you can find that particular option of transcribe in the play mode section. This is the play mode section, and this is the first option on the right side, and on the left side this is the third option. So if you put your mouse pointer on that particular option, software will show you the description of that particular option in the information box. So in the information box you can see the transcribe. So transcribe mean when you start playing the media, a blank entry is automatically added to the transcription. So each time you need to stop and restart the media, a blank entry is added. So this is basically the transcribe option. So you need to click on this transcribe option, and then the next step is you need to play this particular file. If you click on this particular file, so now your time is started 000, and your video is, software is running your video. So the cursor is blinking in the content box. It's mean here you can write the transcription of your video. So normally during the transcription, we do not use both the keyboard and mouse during the analysis. So we use the shortcut key to play and pause the video. So this is the shortcut key, F4. So if I press F4, you will find that, so it will pause the video, and then whatever you listen, you need to write in the content box. So then again, you need to press F4. So now the video is, and then you need to again listen that particular statement very carefully, and then you need to write the statements here in the content box. So this is the way of transcription, transcribing the data manually. So audience, to save the time, I have this particular demo file, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just copy or cut these first two folders, paragraph, and then I'm going to just copy and paste here in the content box. So this is only to save the time, but normally during the transcription, manual transcription, we need to stop, we need to pause the video and then write the contents. And again, we need to repeat these steps again and again. So audience, this is the first interview. We have done the transcription very successfully. We are supposing that we have done. Then we need to click on stop option. So stop option is here, stop. So software will show you the ending time span. So I'm going to close this particular interview 1. Then I'm going to perform the same steps for respondent 2. So for respondent 2, I'm going to open it. Respondent 2, the steps are the same. The first step is to open that particular file, a video or audio file. The next step is to click to edit option. Software will show you the edit ribbon tab, and then you need to click on transcribe button and then play button. So the time span is started. So interviewer is asking the question, interviewee is giving the answers. So this is the interview, and you need to listen very carefully the statements, and then you need to press F4 to pause it, and then you need to write in the content box. So in this way, you will be able to transcribe your data. But to save the time, I'm going to cut and paste the textual data, and we are supposing that this is the transcription of that particular video file. So we have done the transcription of up to respondent 2nd. I'm going to perform the same steps for respondent 3rd. So I need to open that particular video file. I need to click to edit option. I need to come on the edit ribbon tab, and I need to select the transcribe option from the play mode section. and I need to click on play pause button to start the interview. So now my cursor is blinking in the content box, and that particular person is uh, introducing, but this is the actual interview. The lady is giving the interview, that particular doctor is asking the question. So this is the interview, and I'm going to just copy or cut the next textual information, and I'm going to just copy and paste here in the content box. So I'm going to stop it. We have done the transcription, just going to close respondent 3. And so we have done the transcription of all video files in the interview. So now I'm going to open respondent 4. If I open respondent 4, so this particular interview is already in the textual format. So Henry is asking the question. The question is already in textual format. Barbara is giving the answer. The answer is already in textual format. So there is no need to further transcribe it. So the data is already in textual format. There is no need to transcribe. We apply the transcription only on the audio or video recorded data. So I'm going to close this particular file. So same, we have respondent 5 and respondent 6 in the same format. These are all document files. So I have the last file, respondent 7. Yes, we are going to transcribe respondent 7. Why? Because it is in the audio recorded format. So I have just opened that particular file. I need to click on click to edit option. The transcription format is same. We have already done with the transcription of the video recorded file. So there is no video, there is no picture, but the other columns like the time span and the content columns are the same. So the steps are the same. But we need to perform, we need to click on transcribe button from the play mode section and the play option. So now the cursor is blinking, and I need to select that particular text, and then I need to paste it here. So we are supposing that this information is relating to that particular interview. So I'm going to stop this audio file, close this file. So we have successfully transcribed the data in the interview folder. We have transcribed the all video recorded files. We have transcribed the one audio recorded file. So after the transcription, we are going to transcribe the focus group discussion. So if I open the focus group discussion, I can click to edit option, and the steps are the same. We need to select the transcribe button. We need to select the play button, play pause. So now the transcription of the focus group discussion is slightly different as compared to the transcription of the interviews. The difference is that we need to write the name, particular name. For example, Ali said these statements. Then Hussein said these statements. And then Umar said these statements. And then Salim said these statements. So in this way, we need to transcribe the data. We have the last passage. I'm going to utilize this particular passage to show you the transcription of that particular file. So we can divide it. These statements were spoken by Ali, and the next statement was spoken by Aisha, and the next statements were spoken by Fatima. Similarly, Saad, and then San. So in this way, we can transcribe the focus group discussion file. So I'm going to close this particular file. Yes, my goodness. I have transcribed, I have performed that particular step. After importing the data, after creating the file, after importing the qualitative data, after organizing, and then we perform the transcription of the data. So transcription means conversion of the audio or video recorded data into the textual format. So it is the process to convert the audio recorded or video recorded data into the textual format. So after performing this transcription, what we are going to do here, we are going to perform the thematic analysis. But before going for the thematic analysis, I want to show you the working with the field notes. So if I click on field notes, I can open that particular field note file. So here the data is already in textual format. So if I'm assuming that this is the field note, it's mean during our observation, I have put a lot of uh, observations on the document, which is the field note. But later I am assuming that I have typed the text of the document, whatever I observed during my observation, I just converted into the textual format. So then I converted that particular observation document into the PDF format. Then I imported the field notes in Nvivo software. This is what I'm assuming. So there is no need to transcribe or there is no need to do anything because the data is already in textual format. These are the factors. We are assuming that we conducted the observation activity, and after that particular observation from the surrounding, we observe these realities. So I'm going to close this file, and the next file, pictures. So we can also conduct the content analysis on the pictures or thematic analysis on the pictures. So there are different options. If we go for the frequency, that analysis will be called as content analysis. If you are just identifying the themes from the picture, that would be called as thematic analysis on the picture. So I'm going to open the first picture file. And for example, if I'm going to conduct the thematic analysis on this picture, I need to click the click to edit option. After opening that particular picture file, there are two columns. The first column is region and the second column is the same column, content column. So I need to write something in the content column, but this is our choice. We can write a phrase, we can write a complete sentence, a complete statement. I can write the passage, or we can write the maybe a single word. So it depends upon the choice of the data analyst who is going to analyze the pictures. So for example, I have observed the stress in that particular picture. So I'm going to write here stress. This is the option. I can write the complete story about stress here in this content box, but I have just put only single word stress. So now the next step is I need to select the region using my mouse pointer on that particular picture. So I have selected that particular region. So you can see the dotted line moving from left to right. So it is showing the selection that you have selected that particular area and you have observed the stress from that particular area. The next step, what we are going to do, I need to fill this region box. So how I can fill it? I need to select this option, assign region to row. But the option is very below. This option is disabled. I need to select this particular region box, blank box, and then the option is enable. I need to click on this option, assign region to row. Yes, my goodness, software is showing the pixels from starting to end till the end. So this is the selection area where I have observed the stress from that particular area. So this is basically the theme. Normally pictures, normally you will not find some text on the pictures normally, but maybe on some pictures you will find some text, the written information on the pictures. So this is only the example where we can find the text from that particular picture, but actually you need to select the particular area. For example, from the face of that particular person there is no text, but if you feel that I need to address some theme on the face of that particular person, so you may write that this person is very happy, even though He is under the burden of stress, overdue bills, homework, deadline, but he is very confident. So in this way, you need to select the region on the picture, even though if there is no text, normally there is no text on the picture. So it is you need to explore some themes from that particular picture. So this is your qualitative expertise, your observation, your critical thinking. So then you will come with the new themes from the pictures. So similarly, I need to select that particular area, region box, and the option is enable, assign region to row. I can assign that particular region. And similarly, I can select the next area like exam, and here is the option. I can write the next theme. I have observed the exam. So I need to select assign region to row. So in this way, if I click on one, software will show you that particular region from where you have observed that particular theme. Then if I click on two, software will show you that particular selected area on the picture. If I click on three, software will show you that particular area from where you have observed that particular theme from the picture. So this is very wonderful. So after conducting the thematic analysis, I'm going to close that particular picture. The next thing I'm going to perform is the thematic analysis. So we are not going to perform the grounded theory, the open coding, then the axial coding or the selective coding. I'm going to simply apply the thematic analysis approach. So if I talk about the thematic analysis approach, we can find the name of two very famous people, Clark and Brown, thematic analysis. So you can search it, Clark and Brown, thematic analysis. If you go on the Google Scholar article, the original article of that part of these two people, they wrote a research paper in 2006. And can you believe the citation of that particular research paper? More than 1 lakh, 1 lakh and 8,096 citations. So this is very famous research article. Later on, they developed further this particular technique, but their steps are the same. 6-step approach, 6 steps thematic analysis approach. So very famous approach by Clark, Brown, and Clark. So if I click on the images, I can find some, these are the steps for the thematic analysis. So I can save it. So audience, there are 6 different steps for performing the thematic analysis. And the first step is familiarizing oneself with the data. So how you can familiar yourself with the data? This is very simple: transcribing the data, recording the interviews, or reading or rereading. So if you are doing the analysis, if you are the researcher and you are not assigning the transcription task to your students, so it's mean you will be better understand the data. So this is the first step. The next step is generating the initial codes. So initial codes are very important. So in the we are going to perform these coding exercise in our next step, the, generating the initial codes. Then searching for the themes. Themes are the pattern or the collection of different initial codes. Then you go for involving the reviewing the themes. This is very important. You need to check it and you need to confirm that these themes are actually the themes of the study. So this is the audit of the themes, whatever you have identified. Then you need to give the names of those themes. And then in the last, you need to report your findings. You need to produce the report. You need to write the analysis. So these are the 6 steps of conducting the thematic analysis using the Brown and Clark approach. So we are going to perform the second step because we have already transcribed the data. Now the second step is to conduct the initial codings. So code mean coding mean assigning another name. Coding mean labeling, assigning another name. For example, if I assign Mr. Ali another name, Mr. A. So whenever I call Mr. A, who will respond? Mr. Ali will respond because I have coded Mr. Ali and I have assigned a code A to Mr. Ali. So it's mean Mr. A mean Mr. Ali. So coding mean labeling. If you give another name to some statements or some people or some something, any type of thing, you can code. So what we are going to code in the thematic analysis activity, we are going to code the statements, the textual information, statements. So today I'm going to show you the statement, the father has sold the land to send his son Ahmed to America for the higher education and to meet the marriage expenses of his daughter Amna. So this is the statement, and there are two types of codes. One is the latent code and the second one is the semantic codes. So if I talk about the coding, there are two types of codes. Number one is the semantic codes, and number second is the latent codes. So if I talk about the semantic codes, it shows the surface information. But if I talk about the latent code, it shows the depth information. So this is the difference between semantic and latent codes. If I apply the semantic codes on this statement, the father has sold the land and sent his son Ahmed to America. So if I apply the semantic codes, what will be the theme, what will be the codes? The first code may be sale of land. The second is sending son to America for higher education. The third code may be expenses of daughter's marriage. So these are basically the facts from the statements, and this is the semantic codes. So it shows the surface information. But if I go for the latent codes, which shows the depth information, so what is the information behind this statement? This is very important. So the thing is, one is going for the higher education, son is going for the higher education, and he is going to arrange the marriage ceremony of his daughter. So maybe someone say that this is the gender discrimination. So he is not giving the opportunity to both daughter and son for the higher education. So maybe this is the possibility, and this is the hidden information. The statement is showing some hidden depth information. So we need to code them. And the next, we can find that who is going to sell that particular property? The father. Why not mother? It's mean male domination is there. So the father is taking the decision, father is selling the land, father is sending his son to America, father is arranging the marriage ceremony. It's mean male dominations in that particular culture. Then why he is sending Emma to America? Why not in other countries? So the information is Hidden information is we are very inspired with the higher education or maybe the education, general education in at all levels of American universities or America. So this is the hidden information, and then uh, the next may be the arrangement of the marriage expenses. So fulfillment of responsibility. So we have extracted 4 different inside information, the depth information from this particular statement, and these are basically the latent codes. I can just cut it and put under the latent codes. Okay, so we have extracted the surface information, and we have also extracted the in-depth information. So my question is here, which one is the most relevant, or the uh, which one is the most important, or you can say the most relevant code in this from these 4 different codes? If we go for the latent coding, so if I assign you that particular task to choose only one uh, code, so what will be your answer? So this is very important. So I'm going to give you the answer. It depends upon the objective of the study. If you're looking the gender discrimination from the statement, so the actual code will be your gender discrimination. If you're conducting the study on the male dominant factor, then the male dominant factor will be the particular code which you are looking for. So it depends what you're looking for from the particular statements. This is very important. So it depends upon the objective of your study, what you're going to explore from the textual data. This is the right answer. And now we are going to perform the coding on the textual data. So we have the interview. I'm going to open the interview respondent 1. So here I'm going to select the statement. So the steps are the same. We need to read this statement very carefully, like the father has sold the land to send his son Ahmed to America for the higher education and to arrange the marriage expenses of his daughter Amna. So similarly, critically, we need to read this statement, and then we need to decide a particular code. So then we need to select this statement from we have just identified a particular code. So I have selected the statement, and I have identified the negative thinking from this particular text. We are assuming actually this text is not depicting the negative thinking. So we are assuming that this statement is about negative thinking. So negative thinking will lead the towards the depression. So this is the first code. I'm going to select that particular text and then right click on the selection. The option is code. So here I need to select the new code option. The code is negative thinking. So then I need to click on OK. So software has coded the data in that particular node. So this is called node. Now I'm going to select another statement, right click, then code. Then I need to click on new node option. The next reason of depression may be stress. If you have stress and if it is prolonged, then it will change its shape and will become the depression. So the next statement, I need to read this statement, or maybe I can select some phrases or some incomplete sentence. It depends. If you have successfully found that particular code from that particular statement, maybe the even though if the statement is not complete, So you can select the incomplete statement to code your particular data. So I'm going to select this data and then right click, then code. And the next node, I'm going to create new node. So what are the other reasons of depression? Maybe some biological factors. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to select the next statement. Then right click, then new node, and then trauma. Okay. So we have identified 4 different codes from the respondent one. So I need to save this particular data, close this interview one. We have done the coding on interview one. Then I'm going to perform the same steps for respondent two. Open the respondent two, and then I need to select the textual data, right click, code, and then we have 2 options here. Maybe respondent 2 is giving you the same information which we have already coded uh, with the help of the data which was contributed by respondent 1. So then there is no need to create a new node. We can just select it. For example, if he is also talking about the biological factors, I need to select that particular node and then just simply click on OK. So there is no need to create a new node because we are coding the data in the existing nodes. So similarly, I need to select the next data, right click, code, and then I need to click, let's suppose he is contributing a new node which has not been contributed by respondent 1. Then definitely I need to create the new node, and the new node will be, let's suppose, gender issues. Then I need to select the next statement, right click, code, and then new node option, genetic problems. Then I need to select the statement, right click, code, then new node, post illness effects, post COVID effects, maybe. Then I need to select the next option, right click, code, new node, maybe the peer pressures. Then I need to select the next statement, right click, code, family, responsibilities. Then right click, new node, business loss. Then the same step I need to perform, select the data, right click, code, and then COVID-19 is the big issue. So we have done the coding on respondent 2. Similarly, I need to code the data from respondent 3, select the statement and extract a particular code. Then if he is contributing the same like the genetic problem, code it. Then select it, select the next statement. The same steps you need to perform for the coding of your data. Select the statement, right click, code. And for example, this is negative thinking. And then this is gender issues. So that particular Respondent is contributing the same theme. He is talking about the same issue. So the next one, code, like family responsibilities. And then I need to select it, code, then family problems. Then I need to select it, right click, code. And for example, this is the same post illness effect, which already contributed. Right click, code, and trauma. Okay. So we have done the coding on respondent 3. So similarly, we need to perform the respondent 4 and respondent 5. So I'm not going to code the all these respondents. So we have option for the, if we are going to code the data in the existing nodes, the option is very simple. I can select the statement, right click, and there is the second option, code the data to the recent nodes. So these are the list of the nodes, trauma, post, illness effect. So we recently, we have done the coding on these nodes. So this is the facility. We can save one step. So here software is showing all the codes. So for example, this is the business loss. So the purpose is the same. Code to the recent node, negative thinking. So this is another method of doing coding in the existing nodes. So the first method I already discussed, that you need to select the statement, right click, code, and you need to click select a particular node like COVID-19 and then click OK. So this is another method, and the simplest method is you need to right click and you need to select code to the recent node. So this, it will save one step, gender issues. Okay, so the next we are going to perform the same coding on the data. So coding is a very labor extensive activity. Normally it takes much time of the researchers. So, but it is very critical because we cannot assign the coding to another person. If you're expert, if you're writing the research paper, so you can not rely on the other person. So you need to do the coding by yourself. But in case if you have complete team, if you're working on a project, so if the level of the team is the same, they have the complete understanding, so then you can divide the work of the coding into many people. So I'm going to perform the same on respondent number 5. So let's suppose we have done the coding on respondent 5 and then respondent 6, Dorothy and Henry. So we are interested in the answers of Dorothy. Post illness effect, family problems. So we have done. And then the last one, respondent 7. The steps for the coding are the same. Code to the recent node. Let's suppose business loss. Negative thinking. Family responsibility. So we have done the coding on all these interview files. So what next we are going to perform after coding the data? We are going to find the patterns. So what do you mean by design pattern? Themes are the basically pattern. I'm going to show you. We have performed the second step, generating the initial codes. And the next step is searching for the themes. So themes mean the collecting codes into a potential theme. So collecting codes mean we need to we need to categorize the codes in under the different themes. So now we are looking for the themes, we are searching for the themes, and we need to categorize the data. And if we talk about the theme, you can uh, also search the definition of a theme. Theme mean pattern. So if you search the theme in thematic analysis, it's mean the pattern in the data. So you will find this very common definition of theme. It is the common pattern. Common pattern. Yes. Uh, This is a very famous definition of by Brown and Clark, and they suggested that thematic analysis is the process of identifying the patterns or the themes. So patterns or themes are the same patterns. So what are the patterns? If we go on the design patterns, so here you can find the different patterns. For example, we have 6 different patterns. So we need to check the commonalities, and then we need to categorize that these particular codes are relating to these patterns. We need to make a particular cluster of those codes. So the collection of codes will become the theme. So now we are going to combine the codes, and we need to put under the particular themes. So we are searching for the themes. Themes are the categories. So we need to give the names to the themes. So the themes should be correct in all manners. So I have already discussed the design patterns or the patterns. Now we are looking the patterns in the codes. So from where we can check the patterns, we need to come back on the nodes. These are the nodes we have already created from the textual data. Now we need to categorize them into different categories, and those categories will become the themes. So now biological factors or the genetic problem, gender issue, negative thinking, post illness effect, stress and trauma. These are the personal factors. So I need to create a new category. Here I'm going to create a new node. So that node will be the blank node. There is no data, there is no interview data from the backing of that particular node. So we are going to create a new node. In this blank area, I'm going to right click, and the new node option is there. And the new node, I need to give the personal factors. So this is basically the theme I extracted after reading these categories. So biological factors relating to the personal factor, I need to just select and put on the major category. Major category is the personal factor. The main category or the parent node is the personal factor. So biological factor is relating to the personal factor. And then gender issue, it is also personal. And the negative thinking, it is relating to the personality, or this is also personal. Post illness effect, it is also the personal. And then maybe post illness effect, maybe not the personal, but we can categorize it in another category. So stress is the personal, trauma is the personal. And then the next category, business, family, and peer pressure and COVID. So maybe we can make the environmental factors. So I have created that particular category. And then I need to put the COVID-19. It is the natural environmental factor, business loss. It is also the external factor. Then Peer pressure, it is also the external factor. And genetic problem may be the personal factor. So now, the next category I'm going to design here, new node, family related factors. So these are the two factors, family problems and family responsibilities. So I need to select and put on the family related factors. So now we have the three themes, main themes: environmental factors, family related factors, and the personal factors. So we categorize them in different codes. So now we need to conduct the audit. So here we need to hire some experts to maybe uh, to just give just to get the external opinion, the expert opinion. Either you have categorized these codes in the under the relevant theme, or you have failed to and you put some code under the wrong category. So this is very important. That would be the review of the themes, and then definitely after reviewing you can change the category's name. So if you're comfortable, if you're not going to, if you're comfortable with these main categories, then there is no problem. No problem, you can continue your analysis with these categories. So ultimately, in the end, you need to write the report on those themes which you have identified, and you can also write the details of the sub themes. So this is the main theme, personal factor, but biological factors or gender issues or genetic problems, these are the sub themes. So you need to write the paper according to the main themes and the sub themes. So this is very important. And we have done the coding, and after the coding, next step we are going to perform the exploring the findings. The first finding we are going to explore is the hierarchy chart. Hierarchy chart is very important. This is very important finding. So hierarchy chart is just like the regression analysis. So in regression analysis, we analyze the beta path coefficient values, beta coefficient values. So if the beta value is high, it's mean that particular independent variable has more impact on the dependent variable. So in the same way, we are going to draw the diagram with different boxes, with different rectangles, with different squares. And if the box size is larger than the other box size, other subcodes, then that particular larger region will depict that it has more impact. So this is basically very wonderful finding. We can report the findings, we can report the tree map. So this is the tree map option, and if you click on explore ribbon tab, hierarchy chart, we can select the hierarchy chart again, and then we are going to explore the hierarchy chart on the amount of coding for codes, and then click next. So I have not changed any option. I have not changed. I have just click on code. So this is based by default option. Then next and finish. So if you have not changed, and if you have selected all the codes, all the categories, so it will show you in one picture. All the categories are in one picture. So there are three categories, but these categories are in different colors. So we can find that these are the personal factors. It is showing, software is showing in the gray color, personal factor, negative thinking, trauma, and so environmental factor. There are three factors: COVID-19, business loss. So the region size is different. So some regions are larger than the other regions. So it's mean if you find that that particular region has more area, it is showing that against that particular region, against that particular box, there are more coding as compared to that particular region. For example, stress. So it has less coding or the lesser coding against that particular subcode. So this is basically the comparison. And if you are making the instrument, if you are developing the instrument questionnaire from the qualitative analysis, then you can also drop some items like you cannot go with the stress, or maybe you can drop the gender problems because there are fewer codings against these two subcodes. So it depends. But if you are conducting the thematic analysis, you need to go with the all themes. If you're conducting the content analysis based on the number of codings, then you may drop these two, or maybe biological factor, or maybe the gender issues, these four, because they have the lesser amount of coding as compared to these three: negative thinking, trauma, and post-illness effect. So in this way, you can decide whether you need to go with these sub teams or not. It is your decision. So audience, you can also export that particular tree map hierarchy chart, and you can also put in your finding section. So the option is very simple. You need to right click on that particular diagram, export hierarchy chart, and then you can save it maybe on the desktop. So, and later on from the desktop, you can open this particular picture, and you can edit it in the paint. You can reduce the size of this picture, maybe 25%. So now it is reduced. So you can cut, copy, and you can put in your project. You can give the interpretation of that particular picture, that particular hierarchy chart. So it is also known as tree map. It is the tree map analysis. So we need to click on item codes rather than coding references. This is important. And then we can click on this particular, it will show you the dark and white color, dark and light color. So those subcodes which are having more coding, software will show in the dark color, and those subcodes which are having lesser coding, software will show in the light color. So this is the difference. And then we can also change the color of these. This is the same color or the different colors. So we have multiple options. So this is the first finding. We need to report it. And the next thing we are going to explore, which is the data mining option. We are going to explore the different, it is the text mining option. We can explore the different tag clouds or word trees or word clouds. So by applying the different queries, we can apply it. So this is the option, explore. We have the coding, we have the different queries option. The first query is the text search query. We can apply it, text search. And here I can search a word like depression, and I can search it run query. So software showed that in these documents, I have found this word depression. So I need to click on the word tree. So word tree, where is the word tree? I'm going to zoom it. On the right side in the bottom, you will find this option word tree. So if I click on word tree, so software will show you the word tree. This is very wonderful finding, but this is the text mining option. So this is depression, and we can analyze how people talk about this word depression before this word and after this word. If you click on a particular statement, so it will show you that in this way people talked about this particular word before and after. So we can also increase the number of words big from on the left side or the right side to make it more clear and to understand in a better way. If previously it was not giving the complete sense, now it is giving the complete sense. So this is very wonderful. You can search some other words and you can also export it, export word tree. You can save it on the desktop. Later on, you can put in your research project, but it is not the part of your main, thematic analysis. This is the part of your appendix section. In the end of your thesis, in the end of your research paper, you can put as a part of your appendix, supporting the evidences, because you can show that these are the relevant discussion about depression we have found in the data, in the textual data. So this is the internal validity. It shows the internal validity of the data, because whatever you have explored, all the discussions, people can find the discussion about the word of depression in the appendix section. So this is just like the understanding to make it more clear. So audience, this is the word tree. Then we can also explore the word frequency query. We can explore the word clouds. This is also the text mining technique, and we can apply. So software will show you 1000 most frequent words, but we can give the restriction of 500 most frequent words. So the minimum length of the words will be 3. Maybe we can increase it. So this is the more strict criteria. 5. So 3 mean D, for example, THE, D. D has 3 letters. But if I impose this condition, 5, it's mean software will search only those words which are having 5 or more letters. So this is the more strict criteria. And then we can run this query. And yes, within the microseconds, software displayed this particular table. So it is showing that the most frequent word in the table is depression. So it has total frequency is 101, and then people, then water, then Henry, then think, factor, change. So these are the most frequent words. So we can export this particular table, export list, and we can save it. And later on, we can put in the appendix section of our research paper that these are the most frequent words. So we can also apply the word clouds. Word cloud is the option you can find on the right extreme side, word cloud. If you click on the word cloud, oh my God, this is my goodness. This is very wonderful, very beautiful, very amazing diagram. So you can find that on the basis of the word frequency, there are different sizes of the word, different colors of the words, and you can also change the shape of these words. This is very wonderful, amazing, unbelievable. So I like this style. So it has different color, but you can also select this one. This is also good. So it has different colors, but the background is white. So you can edit and crop it while you are going to put. But this, I don't like this particular black, because if you crop, even though it will show the background black color. So the white is better, much better. So you can crop the picture, and according to size, you can put anywhere in your research paper, but normally we put in the appendix section. So this is very wonderful. We can also apply the word frequency, note word frequency. This is the word tree. So we can search for the people word tree. So if you think that people word is more repeatedly used in the data, so we can right click on people. So this is people, and then we can run the text search query for people. So this is the people, and we're gonna click on the word tree. So now we are interested to know what people can talk about people before this word and after this word. So what respondents talk about this particular word people. So we can increase the number of words, because uh, this is the high frequently word used in the data. So that's why we are further interested to explore it. So we can click on the different statements, how people talk about this word. So we can read it and we can further understand. So this is very wonderful option, and similarly we can export it. and put in our thesis or in our research paper. This is very amazing. And in the end, I'm going to just discuss the coding query. Coding query is also very important, but I'm not going to apply the coding query from this option because this option is more complex. There are 3 or 4 steps. So that's why I'm going to apply the same query very with the simplest method. The simplest method is we are going to open the door of the code. So how we can open it? We just need to double click on a particular subcode, for example, business loss, and we have this coding query. We have applied this coding query. This is very simple. We just need to double click on a particular node. This is the application of coding query. So what is basically mean by coding query? Coding mean now we are interested to open the node and we are interested to know whatever we have coded in that particular node. So this is the time to open it and extract it back from that particular node. So why? Because we are going to uh, give the quotations. So for example, this is our topic, determinants of depression. Now this is the finding section or the discussion section of your research paper. We are going to discuss the business loss, and then I need to write the statements that John and Williams 2020 conducted a field survey in the context of USA. They collected data from the business community, and finally they found that business loss during COVID-19 is the major reason of depression in the business community of America. So this is the theoretical evidence I put, and then I need to put the empirical evidence from my study. One of the respondents also stated that semicolon. So here I open the coding. I need to double click, sorry, not on COVID-19. I need to double click on the business loss. So this is the coding query I applied, and then yes, I need to select this statement. So this statement was contributed by respondent 4. So I need to check the reference and then paste it under this text. I need to give the inverted commas because this is the quotation. And the next thing is paragraph. I'm going to give the intent of 1 and then 1 from the left side and the right side. So this is the quotations, and I can also change the it is italic formatting of that particular statement. So this is the statement contributed by respondent 4. I need to give the reference. So this is also very important. So now we have the both evidences from the theory, from the literature, from John and William, and from respondent 4. So being a researcher, you are unbiased. You are not saying that business loss is the reason of depression. You are saying that I'm not saying. John and William is saying because they have found through the empirical study. And yes, during my empirical study, during my interviews with the respondent 4 also stated that this is business loss is the reason of depression. So we are supposing actually this statement is not relating to the business loss. So we are supposing in this way we need to give the quotations. And one and the most important thing I would like to share, if there is no theoretical evidence, No one conducted the research on that particular um, sub theme or main theme of the study. So then it's mean this is totally your contribution. You explored that particular new, entirely new subcode, sub theme, or the main theme of the study. So that would be your contribution. So sometime if you're conducting such kind of studies, you will find some themes or the sub themes which have already identified in the literature, but maybe sometime you will come with the new theme, entirely new themes. So that would be your contribution in the existing body of knowledge. So audience, thank you so much for attending my session. And now this is your time. House is open for all. Now this is your time. You can ask the question. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nawaz Lodhi. It was so wonderful explanation and so wonderful, powerful software that I was just what you call it, that I was so involved and so engaged in that.
Thank you,
And
sir.
this was the first time that I have gone through such a software in so much elaboration. And this is the beauty of the expert and genius, that they make things very easy, and you have
Sir,
made it very easy. And the way you were telling, it is just like, I love the way, because in Malaysia and elsewhere in different countries we have seen instructor like you, they will teach each and everything with so simple words, with so simple technique. And I love the way that you used to magnify the things for a clarity purpose. That is the art, and that is the beauty, that when you are virtual, and how to tackle the audience properly and to engage them properly. I could see the comment that they loved your presentation, they loved your content, and the loved their the way you explained everything. It's so wonderful.
Thank you so much for your wonderful appreciation. I'm very happy. So I
Yeah,
love you, and whatever
thank
you are
you.
contributing for the society,
Yes,
this is basically very remarkable. And I
yeah,
love my audience. So
yeah.
I already
Thank
ready to work with my audience. I'm very
you.
open.
Yes,
I'm very
yeah,
humble. I'm very down to earth. So
yeah.
if you want to write some paper, this is open, invitation to all
Yes,
the participants of this training session. So you
yes.
can contact me, you can write some papers with me, and inshallah, I will provide you the support. We can write some good papers for the impact factor journals. So I'm ready for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And the way you present everything, and even my colleagues, they were telling me when we arranged a session with you, that he's so humble and so nice person. And once he is in contact with you, he will remain with you for a lifetime, because he is so great person. Thank you very much once again for such a wonderful session. We have some questions for you. Our participant wants to few ask some questions from you. The first question, they want to know that, can you, doctor, please explain the difference or advantages of Nvivo compared to Delvi? Yes, please.
Compared to
Delvi, Delve. That might be a new
Delhi.
software. I'm not sure. Yeah.
No, I don't know about Delve, so I'm
Okay.
unable to give the answer. But I can compare
Okay.
it with Max QDA or Atlas TI. Yes, these are
Okay.
very famous
Okay.
software. So,
Right.
and Vivo software QSR company developed this software day by day. Same. If you talk about smart PLS software, so the Ringle visit the different people in different conferences, and then Ringle get the
Okay.
feedback or Marco get the feedback, and then come back in the office and put the new things in the software, and then launch the new version of smart PLS. So this is the quality same what the and QSR company is doing. So they are also getting the feedback, and they have introduced a lot of new techniques like the social network analysis, like the social media analysis, like the mixed methods, application of mixed method. We can also apply some quantitative techniques, some demographic. We can analyze the demographic data. We can import the SPSS save file in NVivo software. So now QSR company has introduced new features. We can conduct the mixed method analysis on Nvivo software. So Nvivo software, in the beginning of the session, I already mentioned that it is the king data analysis, qualitative data analysis software. As compared to the other software, it has more features and it is more easy to understand, easy to learn.
Very nicely elaborated. Thank you very much for such a elaboration. We have another question, that is there any word count limit in the content books? Yes, please, box.
There is no word limit. So because this is the text mining technique, if you have more data, if you have data, bulk data, big data from multiple sources, so you can analyze. But it again depends upon the speed of your processor and the capacity of your RAM. So if you have more data, if you have less capacity of RAM, so your software will be hanged or it will stuck. So
Okay.
it depends. If you have more capacity computer processing speed, then you can analyze even the data of the large amount of data. Yeah.
Yeah, very nicely said, Dr. Nawaz, once again. They have
Mm.
one another question, that if the interview is in Urdu language, then while it's a transcription, is there any chance that our perceived meaning about statement may harm the results?
Yes, definitely. If you are conducting the language sensitive study, then definitely you need to hire some expert who is expert in both English and Urdu language. So he will not only the transcribe but also translate by choosing the right word for from the language he's going to convert. So this is very important. But if your study is not language sensitive study, then you can if you are good in English and Urdu language, so you can translate and transcribe by yourself. There is no problem.
Very nicely said once again, Dr. Nawaz. The way you are answering, the way you are explaining the things, I really am enjoying, and I love the way. And I wish we could have a session for 5 to 8 hours, because we received a lot of questions for you. But just let me ask two more questions, and then we end the session, because
Most
there are
welcome, sir.
things, and then we will recommend to the audience that they can contact you directly, and we will provide you information to them. Okay, they want to ask a very simple question, that then does the Nvivo using the 12 version, if I'm using the Mac, is it allow the project maps?
Yes, there are two types of NVIVO software. One is for Windows and the second one is for Mac. So if you have Mac machine, there is no problem. You need to just come on the QSR website. So you need to download the Mac version of NVIVO software and there's no problem. But the layout of the Mac version will be slightly different from the Windows version. So we have done this particular training on the Windows version. So, but I think if you understand the window variants, there would be no major problem of analyzing your qualitative data on the Mac variant. Yes, this is very simple.
Okay, very nice. We have one another question of the concerned student, as you mentioned earlier in your talk as well, because NVivo does have the license version. So they want to ask that can I still get my work back if my NVivo latest trial version expires? Then I reinstall NVivo 12 Plus with the activated key. Yes, please.
No, software, the QSR company provide you the trial version for 14 days. After 14 days, it will expire and then you need to buy it from QSR company by spending your money in dollars. So it is very difficult. You cannot get the key. So it is unethical to apply the crack variant. So ethical practice is very important being a researcher. So you need to buy it maybe through with the help of your university resources, or maybe if you have capacity to buy it. So you can buy even the student version. It is not more much costly. So I think with $99 you can buy the student version for 1 year.
Very nicely said. Dr. Rabnawaz, the way you explain and the way you give the orientation about this Nvivo software to people, it becomes very easy. And you have mentioned earlier in your presentation that they can watch this recorded session for following the proper step, because you have explained each and everything in a so simple way that they would love to see again and again, and they will be learning it, and it would be a lifetime contribution of you, that people would still watch it and still would praise you and would pray for you, because you
Inshallah.
have,
So,
yeah, you have
uh,
contributed to the world in a best way. Dr. Abnawaz, what is your message to the world as a teacher, researcher, trainer, learner, professional, and educator?
So, my message to all of you people is to help the humanity, serve the humanity, work for humanity, and support the humanity. So, people are very beautiful. Life is very beautiful. So, we are not here for the negative thinking, for the negative actings, or for the negative deeds. So, this is very important. Support the people, and ultimately, it will come back to you, so other people will support you. So this is the message. And Dr. Heather, you can also display my cell phone number with the country code, and
Yes,
maybe people will be able to contact me directly on the WhatsApp. Yeah, thank
yes,
you so much. So this
perfect.
is my message.
Yes, we will definitely give your all details on this page as well with the YouTube.
Okay,
Whenever they will open this session, in the
thank you.
description they will find your number as well as all contact details, so that they could contact with you. Any other concluding remarks you would like to give
So
apart from your
my
message?
remarks are for you. So I'm very thankful to your organization, and particularly you are very active person in Pakistan. You are representing the Pakistan, and you are creating very good image of Pakistan
Thank
to the in front of the international research community. So I'm very happy, Dr. Heather. You are doing very wonderful activity, and this is free of cost, and you are
you.
not charging money, and you are also serving the humanity. So I'm very
Yeah,
happy, and my best wishes are with you. So
thank
inshallah, one day you will be very successful in your life.
you.
So you are
In-
successful, but ultimately it will pay you back whatever you are doing for the research community. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abnawaz Lodhi. Such a wonderful message you have given to the world that serve the humanity. And thank you very much for your kind words and support. And you people are such a contributor, that you people give your time, precious time, and you give a lot of best recommendation, life, shared life experiences, all these things. Yes, we all are doing for this noble cause to help others, to contribute to the community as well as to the world at large. And this is what our contribution, and this is what our impact to the world as well. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Nawaz Lodhi, for your wonderful suggestion and precious time. And that's all we have time for today. Thank you again to all of you. And I would like to thank our the Dr. Nawaz Lodhi for his wonderful time, and audience who joined us. If you have any additional question about the information shared today, please email to us, or you can directly connect to the speaker through his email, through his social media, and we will provide you his credential, his number as well. You will find it in the description of this recorded session. Thank you all for your support and liking our sessions. Stay tuned, as many sessions are on the way, please. Please do not miss any session. So, still, next session, stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye bye.